how did you get from doing a couple deals, doing that 250,000, probably doing a deal here and there, and then there's always just like this like gap where it's like deal here, month goes by, then you get another deal, and then you do consistent deal flow. What would you say to somebody or one of your new agents how to get month after month consistent deal flow?
And consistency being the key, because if you're looking to have consistent business, you have to have consistent practice and tactics of what you're doing, right? So consistency is key. The one thing that I like to explain or talk to agents about is, start looking at this as a profession and stop looking at this as a hobby. If somebody's brand new, they come to my brokerage, I always tell them the exact same thing. What are you looking to get out of this? That's my first question. Well, actually, I'll back up. I'm going to answer your question. So to me, consistency is the only way, right, to be consistent and get business on a monthly basis. And it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. It doesn't matter if you're selling cars, houses, wholesaling, cold calling. If you're not consistent with your strategy, your plan, and if you're not honest with yourself about that consistent plan, there's just not going to be any way that you'll be able to be, that stable in your business and your career. Accountability is huge, and I know that, Aaron, you're a big believer in accountability. I know that you do that with your team. So having that accountability factor to make sure that, because let's face it, cold calling, door knocking, prospecting, whatever we're talking about, it's tedious and it's frustrating, and you get beat up. You get beat
Mhm.
up. So I would suggest getting an accountability partner or a mentor or a team leader like Aaron, somebody that can hold you accountable. But you need to be consistent, and you have to have a plan. You
Right.
have to have a
No.
plan.
So one thing we do in accountability, so we all communicate through the platform Slack, and I always ask for an EOD. And for people who don't know that, it's called end of day report. Basically, how many dials, how many, how long were you on the dialer for, or
Mhm.
talk time, not even dialer, just talk time, contract sent out, etc. So that's kind of how we've been keeping account. Because what I heard it that they don't do what you expect. Your team's
Right.
going to do what you inspect. And so you got to check your numbers. You got to have and I have them without me always looking at my numbers, that, their talk time, dials, et cetera. Instead of me looking at that, I have them report to me at the end of the day and
Yeah.
that's how we keep accountable.
And some people say, oh, that's brutal, and I hate that. I have to actually report. Well, guess what? If somebody sticks to that, it's going to make them successful, and then they're going to look at you and say, "Thank you for keeping me consistent with this." Because when those checks come in, that's what everybody says. Okay, this actually works, right? I love telling my agents all the time, because see, with us, it's a little bit different. So I'm not sure how your setup is. With me, as you mentioned, independent contractors, not employees. I'm not paying you to be here or
Right.
anybody, right? So they have to be successful. They have to do it on their own. They have to want it more than anybody. But I tell everybody, treat this as your business. It is no different than any other business that you would manage, maintain. Aaron, you're there at your office, at your location, at your business, because you have to, right? Because it's yours,
Hmm.
and the success and the failure of your company relies on you. So real estate is no different. And you should treat commission only jobs exactly the same. Treat them as your business. I always use the Subway franchise analogy, and I say, hey, Joe Schmo or whoever, if I gave you a Subway franchise today and it's yours, do you think you'd be there right now? Oh, absolutely. Of course I would. Why?
Hmm.
Well, because I need to be there to make sure that it's fair. Real estate is no different. Cold calling is no different. Any commission job is no different. You're unemployed every day in
Yeah.
commission only sales.